What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 7. The heat is on for the NORRA 1000. Let's check out the action.
Hey guys, Matt here. Current updates is we got the full steering column and steering shafts all final install. We have our seat, brand new Sparco carbon back seat, mocked up so we're able to get our steering angle dialed in. We'll come over to this side where we got all of our GPS mounts. This will hold our ECU and PDM. Then over here on the center console area is where the factory LS3 fuse box will be. Everything's touch up, painted, and all ready for final install.
What's up, guys? This is Brian, the new guy at Armada. Everybody calls me Big B. Making some stainless fuel lines today. We got 2 lines coming out of the tank, 2 pumps in the tank, into the 2 fuel filters here. It'll go into a Y there and go into 1 feed line. That'll run through, up next to the transmission, right up here along the fuel rails. And we got 1 going to the feed, and we got another going to the fuel regulator. And then we got our return line heading back to the tank.
Today we're at Advanced Fiberglass. We're gonna check out progress on the body. Let's see what they got. Behind us is the beautiful chunk of foam that will soon be the hood. I'll let John tell you about what they're going to be doing with that.
What's up, guys? I'm John. I'm the owner over here at ADV Fiberglass, and yep, we got the hood behind us. I know it doesn't look like a whole bunch right now. It's 1 large block of foam, but inside the block of foam is the KT01 hood itself. We're getting it set up right now. We already flattened the bottom side to sit on top of the risers. The reason that we have these risers is because we need to go at full B90, which means the head tilts down to 90 degrees to get into the actual front end itself to get all the detail we need. The machine that we have is gonna be a full 5-axis machine. The air got cut off, which is why this is lowering down currently, so you guys can hear us talk. We'll CNC machine the entire thing. It'll take about 40 to 50 hours on the machine. It takes all the tool bits that are in the corner over there, and it basically carves down the shape to be the front end itself. The machine's an aerospace quality machine, so it has tolerances between 5 to 7 thou, basically perfect. So once it's pulled off, we'll sand it, prime it, release it, and then make a mold.
right, so what is this part right here?
This piece right here is going to be the flange for the front end and the hood, because on the machine right now, the actual head of the machine can get up to 120 degrees, but this was more, so we couldn't get underneath to get this detail right here. So we flanged the front end, which will have positioning targets like you see right here, and then this piece will go into the front end when we're manufacturing it. So they're two separate components to make one finished hood or front end when we're done.
So what you guys do is you're carving out the male part of the truck, and then you guys pull a fiberglass mold off of that.
Yep.
So it's basically not just one giant one-piece mold. There's other flanges that bolt to that mold, so you can get all the different
exactly
the corners and whatnot.
Because what happens is imagine you have the whole entire front end and it's got all these different draft and angles and undercuts. If we made a mold of that and try to pull it, it's not going to come off of it. It's just stuck to the actual plug itself. So in essence, you need to have no undercuts to pull a mold. So top mold is good, front grill mold, and then the back mold right here.
Christian was trying to point out on these, on some of the pre-runner hoods, there's not enough room to get like a bolt and a nut on there.
Yep.
So if you guys are able to like build up like a flat surface on the back side of it.
Yeah, because he told me he wants us to basically come from here over and then do that.
Yeah.
That. Yeah, so during the lamination, we'll just bulk up material on this corner and this corner, so it's a flat surface right there. So the bolt will be poking back here.
Perfect.
Yep.
This is Mike with Advanced Fiberglass Concepts. Behind me, we have the Armada Engineering KT01 front end foam block on the machine, completely glued down. It's aligned to the machine. Our next steps for it are going to be to flatten the left side, right side, front side, and top side. Once that's all done, I set the origin of the block and I just send the program and it cuts the whole block for me.
All right, over here, you guys will see the next step after it comes out of the mill. This is the bedside for the KT01. We're really excited to show you guys the full detail, the whole body reveal. We've done some really aggressive lines on the side of the vehicle. We widened the vehicle, or the cab itself, which gave us a little bit less of a fender flare. So this fender flare is just really nice and subtle. I think it's looked really clean. John can tell you a little bit more about the process that happens from here.
Yeah, of course, it's really similar to what I explained about the hood on the machine right now. We've got both the driver and the passenger bedsides finished. Luckily, for this bedside in particular, we're gonna need to flange it. We don't wanna waste too much money on foam because of how expensive the tooling board costs. I call it foam, tooling board's the correct terminology. We use 28-pound foam for this process, and what we do is after it's finished, we sand it, primer it, wet sand it, release it, and then we add flanges. So in essence, what I explained earlier on the hood is that when there's undercuts, you have to flange the part to actually pull it from the mold. So on this bedside right here, majority of the surface will be one solid mold. We'll flange it right here where the alignment pins are because it'll lock. And we also will flange it back by the taillight section on the bed rail. So this mold will be a total of 3 pieces. The main top mold, front alignment pins, and the tail light and bed rail section.
Ballpark, what does just this block of foam right here cost?
Let's see, 6, 6, 6, and 4. You're probably around $10,000 in just a tooling board. It is not cheap.
That cost is crazy, but I don't think people realize that this isn't just a styrofoam. This is like a specialty tool.
Yeah.
No, it's hard. Like, oh, yeah. What density? Like 25 pounds?
This is 28-pound foam, and I always say foam, but like I said earlier, it's tooling board. A lot of companies, what they do to save on cost is they use EPS foam, so 3-pound just bead foam. The problem with that is you CNC machine the bead foam, and then you need to go over it with epoxy and coat the entire surface. and then spray on a very thick layer of Duracoat primer, like a poly primer. And the issue is that as you build up from the epoxy layer to the poly primer layer, you're losing all of your detail. So when we start getting in sections like this with sharp radiuses, all of those sharp radiuses will slowly build up to be larger and larger, and that definition you have right here is no longer going to be here. It's going to be just a smooth transition right here, and it's not going to look very good. When we're building vehicles for customers, example the KT01, it takes 4 to 6 months for design. It takes 2 to 3 months to actually finish up the entire kit itself for this process right here. And on average, a lot of customers, for the quality that they're after for this, are spending anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000 to build just the molds. That's just the cost for us to do the actual body kit itself. It's not cheap. So it's really important for us to make sure that during our plug preparation process that we don't skip any steps, because as I mentioned, this is about $10,000 in foam. If we prep this incorrectly and make a tool and it sticks to the plug, we're responsible for fixing that and remachining it. So we have basically our own standards and processes that we have written down right here. It's a Traveler. So this is gonna be for the driver's side, bedside. Shows you the project name, part name, and then we have a bunch of sections to actually write and sign off on. Picture the part, and it kind of just goes through the exact process. So sanding process, primer process, wet sanding, and then we put one last coat of primer on, release, and then getting ready for tooling as well. So these are all followed, they're all signed off on, they're all approved by a manager. That way we know for certain the parts are gonna come out correctly and the tools are gonna come out correctly as well. One thing I want to highlight is that between Armada and myself, we've done a lot of projects together and we've done a lot of kit cars as well. Elliot has a very good attention to detail. There's been a lot of things that we've designed and he's wanted to change to make sure it fits nice and clean around the tube work. He's also kind of a visionary when it comes to design. This body looks fantastic. He was able to make some AI renders and images to provide to our in-house designer to take that and then basically go to the next step and make this design. This design has come a long way. We've gone through many, many revisions and he's not skipped any corners. He's made sure that this design stayed true to exactly what he wanted. And I think that there is nothing on the market that even comes close to the level of detail and the aggressive lines that this has. It's gonna be awesome when it's all completed.
What's up guys, it's Kevin here at Armada, and today we got the tire mounted to the brand new wheels. Bolts and hardware all up to torqued up to spec, and this thing's ready to hit the dirt. Shame though, it's only gonna last a short amount of time, so I'm glad we're getting it on camera because they're gonna get annihilated. They are bitching, so.
All right, we got a lot happening on the truck. Deadline is getting close. We got Kevin over here mounting wheels and tires. We've got Matt welding in battery trays. We got our Sparco fire bottle installed on the temporary firewall. We have the pull nozzle handle on the inside of the vehicle. And we've also mounted one on the exterior of the vehicle so that anybody can come up and pull it if there's a fire. Tech requires that you have 2 fire extinguishers mounted on the vehicle. We always mount a full suppression system to cover the entire vehicle, and we also put 2 handheld fire extinguishers as well, which will be mounted on the back of the vehicle. This is a handheld fire extinguisher that will be mounted on the exterior of the vehicle. Typically we mount them up here on the back of the C-pillar, so it's easy for anybody to see where they're located and come up and grab them in an emergency. Over the weekend, we got our Everwell Racing third member assembly installed into the Spider Trax rear axle housing. This thing is top of the line. It's a 10-inch ring and pinion. We've got on this particular truck, we're gonna go with a 5.43 gear ratio. We just have a Crate LS3 motor in it, so that's gonna be kind of our baseline starting point for the truck, and we'll fine tune a couple ratios during testing from there. This will be a standard line item that comes with the kit, and we'll probably also offer a couple different gear ratio options. So when you're ordering the kit, if you run a different motor package, you can choose the appropriate ratio for your setup. This thing comes with everything that you need. It comes with these really nice billet U-joint caps. It comes with custom ARP hardware for the skid plate. It's got this beautiful seal protector in the front. This is a custom piece that Evan came up with himself. It comes with a 36 spline spool. It fits within this 4-inch axle tube Spider Trax housing, and the recommended gear oil is this Maxima 250 weight. We started making the spare tire strap, and these are just temporary tires that we had laying around. We used to make the strap, but we'll be putting some Yokohamas in here shortly. We've got our Kibitech throttle pedal installed. Rob got the wiring harness installed over the weekend. In this particular truck, we're using the GM E-Rod package. Our goal is to get this thing street legal here in California. So that E-Rod package really helps us with that process. It comes with all the catalytic converters, a charcoal canister, it comes with the engine harness, an ECU, and it even comes with a certificate so you show that to the DMV that you're using their package, which is kind of a smog-friendly replacement motor for hot rods. But that's gonna help us with the SP100 registration process. You can see in the front here, we've got the air conditioning condenser. We've got some nifty little brackets that also hold the radiator trays together and mount the condenser all in one unit. That'll be a standard item that comes with the kit. That's just a few of the things we got going on the truck today, and we got a lot more to follow in the next few days here. Sparco seats will be a standard option with the KT01 kit. They come with a standard QRT seat, and we will also have some options. In this truck, we're going with the carbon fiber upgrade. This thing is a really awesome seat and super lightweight. We're excited to get in it and go racing. All right, that's a wrap for episode 7. Stay tuned for the next episode. We're gonna be buttoning up the final touches, and then we'll head down to Mexico for the NORRA 1000. We'll see you guys down there.